as two former ISL winners go head-to-head. It's Mumbai City FC against Hyderabad FC. Both these sides at opposite ends of the table. Well, Knowles is in front. Oh, but Lachempa's come out and clattered straight into Joe Knowles.
Back pocket. Back pocket.
A red card. Perber Lachempa's been sent off. There's Buckingham marching down to the fourth official. But Joe Knowles was in on goal. Lachempa's had a rush of blood to the head and come charging out. And Mumbai have had a player sent off inside 7 minutes.
Where's the ball going? The ball's going away from goal. Now, can he get there and it be an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? The answer is no, because he's moving well away from goal. There are two defenders there to put a challenge in. It should have been a yellow card. Hi, Des, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I know there's a monitor down there. Red card, your thoughts on that?
For me, I thought there was a covering defender. But again, that's me in live play from where I see it. I think it's... Look, I thought there was a lot of decisions for both teams tonight that were very questionable.
Well, you can clearly see that the ball is going away from the goal, and there are two blue shirts there as well.
Look, for me, someone needs to explain the rules to me, and it was the one thing I said to them. There's two covering defenders. The goalkeeper has come out and made an effort for the ball, which is important, but also the player has gone away from goal. So all the things we get spoken about at the start of the season by Trevor Kettle, about what the referees and how they will manage that situation, went totally the other way in that situation. But again, it's not, I can stand here and moan about that, but what I must do is commend my players who have just worked for 97, 99 minutes in the end, extremely hard, because a setback that early is very difficult, but they worked extremely hard to make sure we got a result away out of that game.
Welcome. This game is a game of opinions, and when it comes to red cards, this is an opinion from Eric Pathlu, and Eric Pathlu is alongside me, and there is no doubt in his mind that it was a red card.
Des Buckingham didn't have the luxury of seeing another replay, and I think at the end of the game, Mace was suggesting that it was a red card because of being last defender. But for me, it was reckless. First and foremost, Lachempa, he runs out of control, and the tackle, if that's at the halfway line with two players, it's a straight red every day of the week. It's reckless, it's dangerous, and just because the ball goes past and they have covering defenders, that's not what we're talking about. The red card, I think, has been given by the referee because the challenge at knee height, at hip height.
Well, we have opinions, and a man who loves an opinion, Paul Macefield, who was on comms last night as well. Mace, welcome to Let's Football. You mentioned on comms that it could have been a yellow. Have you changed your mind, or do you still stick with the yellow?
Why was the red card given? That's the simple question. Was it given for Chemba? He was reckless, to be honest about that. But at the end of the day, if it's been given because, you know, he was considered as the last man, this is where we need to have dialogue with officials. And the officials need to come out and explain decisions. Because if it is reckless, you can see it being given as a red. But for me, it spoiled the game. It was so early in there. It's a big slap for Pachemba. He should have got himself a yellow card. And I think that the game should have gone on with 11 versus 11.
I know what you're trying to say, Mason. You were at the game. But in terms of Lachempa's positioning, he doesn't need to come for this action. And he leads with the foot extremely high and hits Joe Knowles. And he's a lucky boy. He's not stationary on his feet.
But Knowles got there a bit quicker, didn't he? And Pachemba just mistimed it. That happens. That happens. I'm not sure it'd be given as a red card in the middle of the pitch. I think that a yellow card and a big slap would have been given. if I'm being completely honest, with a defender or a midfielder. Eric, I've seen you put challenges in like that. Come on, man. And you never got sent off. So you're telling me that if you would you feel hard done by? Would you feel hard done by if you got sent off there in the middle of the park and made a challenge like that?
I think we played in different eras. This would have been a play on in your time. But for me, in my time, this is a red card in the middle of the park. The contact's extremely high. He's out of control. It's reckless.
Yeah, but what was the red card given for? Do we know? Was it for being reckless, or was it for being the last man? That's why I said I can accept it if he turns around and says he was reckless, that was why the red card was given. That I could accept. But to start saying that he was the last defender, when you turn around and you look at Meta's position and you look at where Teddy was as well, they were going to cover. The ball went off his foot. nose his foot at about a 30-degree angle away from goal.
But I'm
there
not
was no way that he was going to get there. And it was very interesting what Des said. Des turned around and has said that they've had these conversations with the officials before the season started, and he felt that it should have been a yellow.
There was no conversation with the officials, I don't think, to explain that it was the last defender. And this angle is the worst one. And I don't think I've seen a challenge that keeps getting worse each time we see it. I don't think it was ever given as a last-ditch, last-man defender decision. I think it's just about the tackle in general.
All right, okay, we have both the opinions from Eric and Mace. It's wonderful to have this discussion as well, in a way. And, well, we can only hope that there could have been an orange card in football, but there aren't any oranges in football. It's yellow and red, and you just have to make a decision. Welcome, then.
You sit on the fence, Paula.
Thanks, Mace. Thank you so much for joining. Much appreciated. Love it.
Cheers.
Match week 5 then. Started off a bit slow with a 0-all, but Siju, you're here as well. Let's not forget that. It did really take off after that. 2 comeback wins.
No, absolutely. I think we wasted a lot on the build-up for Bengaluru and Goa. I'm sure the other 4 teams are listening to us and saying, hey, we are going to bring the game for you. And that's what happened with Northeast and Jamshedpur. I think we can't forget the fact that there was a 2-1. I mean, Northeast again taking it up, and they are no more a team to be surprised by. That's what the testament is.
Yeah, it's a united Northeast, not just Northeast United, and it's great, isn't it, for the league as well.
And we're talking about goalkeepers making saves from penalties. There's been 2 this match week, and I'm not too sure what Mashad was doing with that one, waiting for the rebound. We've got high intensity from all the sides and late drama. I'm sure the Northeast supporters will be coming back to the next game just because of the way the game finished.
So important to bring the fans back, and Juan Pedro Benali has been on a mission to bring them back, and this is the kind of win, it lets you have it. John Abraham also there in the stands. It looks very galvanized for them at this point.
Absolutely right. The biggest fan probably on that pitch probably would have been John Abraham, and I think before the show, on the show of this game, we mentioned that how him also being the players would want to, kind of give them even 100% plus. So I think Mandar and Musa coming in, big change. Here's what we are seeing, and don't forget Juan Benali as well.
Just a dozen touches for Ibsen Melo, but he gets the most important touch of the game.
And that's what you get your strikers for. And in terms of getting off the mark in high pressure situations, that's what you want from your number 9. And the scenes up there in the Northeast, it's something we've not seen for many years. They're acting like they've won something already, which I love, because that's what it means to win 3 points in the ISL.
Celebration 10 years down the line. Here we have Northeast finally saying, guys, we are a team and we are supposed to be beaten now.
Absolutely. Brilliant. And they deserved it as well. If you go by the numbers, hogged possession, attempts, everything, they were on top of Jamshedpur that evening. And then, of course, the return of Ivan Vukomanovic. What a dramatic night. Couldn't have asked for a better return.
Like we said, Friday night, it's raining. Their Ashan Ivan is back. And what a banner to unfurl in the end over there. We always see Tifus in the beginning of the game, and here's what the surprise was. 2-1. I think I tweeted about this saying, what a classic Ivan team. Dimi's getting that goal, Luna finishing it on, and I think you had a great line as well. Greek has been served a salad.
They love salads. They love the Greek salad, don't they? But I think in terms of a fixture, that first half was all Odisha. And maybe they were just a little bit distracted with the return, the whole hype of it. But in the second half, we saw a side that I think is going to intimidate the rest of the competition. Some of these highlights are incredible.
No, I also want to say, actually, after that goal that Kerala conceded, after that it was completely Kerala, to be honest. I really disagree to Eric there, because we saw that correction by Sachin Suresh as well to kind of say no to the penalty that Diogo Mauricius had to score, and he also saved the rebound. What a season players have been.
How difficult is it to hit a bouncing ball like that?
If you're Adrian Luna, it's possible. If you're everybody else, you attempt it, maybe you hit the keeper. And Rinder's not a bad goalkeeper, and his positioning wasn't bad. There was nowhere else he could have put that ball into the corner.
Top of the table, joint on points with Go. All of that can change very quickly, but it's absolutely wonderful to see the Blasters celebrate like this. But here's the big question. It's such a remarkable start for him, best ever start to an ISL season for Adrian Luna in the time he's been in India. Player of the season so far?
He has been, and Montbagan and Supergiant haven't had a run of games, only the 3 as opposed to their 5, but Adrian Luna's been the standout. And I think when the leader's been away from the pitch, Vukamanovic, they needed somebody to transmit the message onto the pitch, and he's done that superbly well. I'm waiting for him to play a bad game. I don't think we've seen one, have we?
Yeah, and I think he's also hearing to our shows where we always talk about he needs to fire, the goals need to come in, and I think he was waiting. A perfect night, perfect script, and when I say a perfect script, that's the points table. I know it can go change, even tonight's game can change for Chennaiyin as well if they win, but that's where you can probably frame it. FC Goa, Kerala Blasters, I think Mohan Bagan are having a sabbatical.
And look at that, even Northeast, those are the hotbeds of Indian football. Goa, Kerala, Kolkata, the Northeast. That's brilliant. Of course, Mumbai will be in the mix. You use the term, a very healthy league table.
It's healthy when you look at it around the globe because everybody's registered points now, or a point for Hyderabad. In terms of last season, Northeast were right down the bottom and we were worried about them as a football club. They've turned it round in a matter of months. So it's possible to be revamped and come into the ISL again as a new team.
Chance for Chennaiyin then to go into the top half of the table. Owen Coyle is looking for back-to-back wins. Stikos Vergetis is looking for a first win for Punjab. We did a poll before the game. Who should lead the line for Chennaiyin? Jordan Murray or Connor Shields? Connor Shields is leading the line, we have to tell you, but Jordan Murray, lots of fans waiting to watch him play.
Yeah, he's a good mate of mine. I don't know who's done that poll. I don't think Jordan would even put his own name down to start this game. Connor Shields was player of the match in the last game, ran his socks off and got that goal. I just want to see them play together.
And that is what we meant by lead the line, because Connor Shields can play a withdrawn role and have Jordan Murray up top. But this is the shape. And coming to you for this one, because Ankit Mukherjee can be such a divisive character. Right wing last time, got an assist. He shifted him back to right back. Still looking for his best shape in 11.
I think it's still early on in the season, right? When you speak to Owen as well, he's like, anything can change. It's a long way to go. And I think that win has definitely put the cat out of the bag, saying, okay, we've got this. It's another home game. Let's capitalize on this. But while looking at that, they're not undermining Punjab FC as well.
And Patokio's come in there because they need to make more passes. They need to keep more possession. Not enough sequences above 10 plus passes for Chennaiyin.
Ankit Mukherjee, of course, he will be partnered with Akash Sangwan on the other side. And of course, he's got that early cross in him, but so much support just in terms of creativity as well. Rafa Crivellaro finally managing to start back-to-back games. And it's all about the style of play as well, that early ball. Akash Sangwan, you had a nice little story about him.
Well, he was also talking about Sangwan and Bikash right out there, and we saw a cheeky video by both of them talking how they're kind of keeping clean sheets and happy with that. Now, Akash Sangwan played a league called Chandigarh Football League, and he played the first 2 seasons. Chandigarh Football League is in the 10th edition earlier this year, and the young man, returned as a chief guest for this time. So I have a story to say where he was kind of consistent, and he also kind of, today he's playing against Punjab, Probably that's a mixed emotions for him.
What is Chennaiin's style of play, Eric?
Energetic. I'll try to work on that one all afternoon for you, pull up, because I don't really know. But in terms of an Owen Coyle side that was sort of dropping down, losing 3 in a row, there's only one way back for any team across the world, and that's just to try and work harder on the training pitch. And they talk about this. We have to work harder. The numbers back it up. 4 players in the 11 kilometres mark. They had 113 kilometres as a team in the last game. It's huge numbers.
Isn't that a given though? You have to work hard. There's no excuse not chasing the ball.
You would be surprised about the numbers in terms of, does it mean that they play and win the game? No, but I think there's a better chance in the ISL if you go and harass teams and you just try and outpace and outrun, and that's all they had to do.
Well, let's hear from the gaffer, Owen Coyle, and with him, Jordan Murray, the Chennaiyin camp, speaks with us.
It's the start of 3 games at home for you. What's the most important thing for your side over the spell to take maximum points?
No, the most important thing is that we continue to improve our level of performance, because you know the better you perform, the more chance you have in football of winning games, because nothing's set in stone. But I certainly believe that the better the performances are, the more chance it gives you to win. So again, for us, it's, if I equate it to a ladder, it's stepping up the rungs of the ladder in each and every game. You know, everybody would love to get maximum points in games, but this league has shown, you know, it can be unforgiving at times. So we just have to make sure we're the best version of ourselves, looking to improve, and just tightening up in one or two little areas. And if we do that, we'll be competitive with the best teams in the league for sure.
You have used Bikash at centre-back before Edwards became fit and available. Using the two foreign boys at the back limits your options further forward. Are you tempted to put Jordan and Connor together up top?
Yeah, I think that will happen. That will happen in due course for sure, Eric. I mean, you know, everybody knows the opinion I have of Jordan. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He's an outstanding team player, and the only thing that blighted him was he picked up a hamstring injury just prior to the start of the season. Otherwise, he'd have been a starter because he was outstanding in pre-season. So he came into the game you seen last week and he was terrific. Could have had a couple of goals himself, but what he brings for the team, he epitomises everything I'm looking for, as you know, from being a very good team player yourself. You have to be sometimes sacrifice yourself for the sake of the team, and Jordan Murray does that in spades. So certainly we'll be, as he now tops up his fitness and gets close to that, he's knocking on the door starting. Doesn't just quite start tonight, but he easily could have. We've made a couple of changes. I'm quite happy to tell you them just now, or you want to wait for the team, there's no problem.
Give it to us now, Cohen. Come on.
Well, Lazar drops to the bench, as does G2. Christian Batocchio comes into the midfield. I thought he came in very well in Hyderabad and passed, and we need to pass the ball, so Christian will play a part in that. And Farouk comes back in as well, tweak the shape a little bit. So yeah, you'll see that soon enough, big guy.
Honest as always. Thanks for your time, on.
Take care. Cheers, pal.
Jordan, you've had to sit and wait this season for your chance to play. Is it becoming a little frustrating now not getting more minutes?
No, mate. It's you know, I've had a hamstring injury at the start of the season, so for me it's just about building fitness, and obviously the team's new as well, so building a good camaraderie with the team. So I'm not frustrated, but you know, my chance will come, and yeah, I'm just excited to be out in the field like any other player would be.
Working with Owen Coyle again, has there been any differences in the philosophy or the style that won you guys the Shield at Jamshedpur a couple of seasons ago?
Yeah, I think it's relatively the same, mate. I think if I'm honest with you, you know what type of gaffer he is. Very good with man management. He's really got the players on board with his philosophy. Obviously, with a brand new team that we've got a lot of new players, it was always going to take some time. So it wasn't the start that we wanted, but you know, if we continue to stick to the plan of what the gaffer wants, I've got no problems where we'll be at the end of the season.
As a striker, it's all about getting goals. You scored with Kerala, Jamshedpur, and your season in Thailand, you scored there also. Is there always pressure in the back of your mind to get that first goal of the season?
Yeah, of course there is, mate. There's always pressure as a centre forward to score goals. But I know my time will come, and when it does, it'll be I'll be stoked. But no, mate, it's as a striker, that's your job to score goals. So it will come, mate, and when it does, hopefully the goals will flow.
We're looking forward to seeing a new celebration from you, Jordan. All the best.
Thanks, mate.
Well, the other team on this night is Punjab, of course, and we asked you whether Luka Marchin or Wilmar Jordan should be starting. And of course, the poll results will be interesting for that as well, because there is such a big decision to make for Stajkos Vergetis, since he has the options. He does stick with the Slovenian for this game, but how close is that, Eric? 54-46?
Well, when you're not scoring goals, you know, week in, week out, there is that fantasy that somebody else is better, the grass is greener. What Luka Marchin gives you, I can guarantee you, is more work rate than a Jordan Gill. But in terms of scoring goals, they've only scored 2 this season.
They shape up in a 4-4-2 this time, and this is the sheet received from the team as well, and you will see up top Prashant and Luka Marchin. Prashant has always played right wing, Siju, and it's a bit surprising, but Luka Marchin does need pace alongside him.
We're talking about how Owen Coyle is trying to find his 11. I think that's what Stajkos is also doing here, trying to figure out what is his best 11. And I think it's good that Prashant kind of comes up and gives him that confidence probably. Hopefully Luka gets some goals. And here's what Ravi Kumar, what a name to call. I'm sure you can growl on it. Ravi Kumar, you know. He takes in that save. It's difficult when you're on an away fixture in the furnace. Jamshedpur's home game. I think it's brilliant from him.
Yeah, and he has stood up to the test. Just 6 appearances in the ISL before this, and now he has a solid run. What a game he had.
He's 30 years old, and this is his season to become a firm number one and put 22 games in the bank. And I really hope that goes well for him. Usually when, a goalkeeper, we sing their praise and they do well the first game, they come out and make a mistake. So it's about consistency, about being a goalkeeper.
Ravi Kumar playing once again this night as well. But there are so many players who go under the radar for Punjab, the likes of Brandon and Lungdam as well. Brandon's energy in the middle of the park, fantastic.
Great to see him drop a little bit deeper. He has been playing further forward, but alongside Nikhil Prabhu, I think that's going to be really key for them tonight to try and get around the likes of Patokyo, who does like to pass the ball. But Brandon, he's been one of the standout players for me.
And there's the other name as well. He'll be coming up very soon. Lungdim, who has not been taken off even once in any of the games. Most passes attempted, most number of tackles attempted, most number of fouls conceded. High energy player. These are the gems you want from a promoted side.
Absolutely. I think this is where I'm sure all the other teams are looking at Punjab FC players really, really closely. And I'm sure these players will probably might just get pimped up in the next with the other teams.
Well, Stikos Vergetis spoke with us before this game, along with Melroy Assisi, who is very important as well at centre-back.
Stikos, 2 draws and 2 losses to start the season. Could you expect anything more from the players after the first 4 games?
Yeah, of course we expect something more. We expect our first victory in ISL. We are looking forward for this. I wish it will be today. We have prepared for this. Maybe it's time. We'll see.
You know that Punjab FC are capable of winning games. You did it all last season. Are you far away from that first win?
It's not far or near. We have to see the game, this game concretamente in this game, to see and to do the best that we can in the field. In the phase of defensive, the phase of attack, it's 90 and more minutes of hard fight.
Melroy, welcome back to Chennai. It's been a difficult start to the season for the side, but you've got yourself a goal already and you've been pretty solid at the back. Do you think the side is far away from getting that first win?
I think we've done pretty good in the last 2 games, and we'll try to keep it up at the back, the same thing, and maybe we'll go for the win this time.
You got a clean sheet in the last game. That's always a positive sign for any team. Is that something that the coach stresses about in the dressing room before the game?
Yeah, I think the coach, he also believes in us. We look pretty confident now, and I think in the coming games we'll do better, and it starts today.
We are still figuring out what sort of side Punjab FC are this season, as I'm sure you guys are as well in the ISL. How would you describe the style that the team plays?
First 2 games were a bit difficult for us, but now I think we are ready for the ISL. We are up to the level, and I think this is the time we do better.
Thanks for your time, Melroy. All the best.
Thank you.
Well, that's Mr. Des Buckingham there. I think he's flew right last night, right after the game, to catch this match in action.
He's got a phone under him. He's watching the show, listening to it as well.
Absolutely.
We hope so, at least.
We talk about style of play. I think we should also talk about fashion and football, because there are some good shirts and good mains and good kits as well. But talking about that, Pulasta, that's your team.
That style of play. Look at that. That's Sachin in there, penalty save, Luna. Diamantaga still got 1 Mera. Jai Gupta. Oof, look at that.
You've chosen a good week to put yourself up, haven't you? What a joke. What a stitch up. Come on, mate. What about 1 Mera? Is he going to perform tonight?
He will. He will get an assist. What do you say, Siju? He's got to give points double game week next match week as well.
His team needs for him to score. So does yours. But I'm sure he's up there and raring to go for it.
Also, the goalkeepers are beautiful. But coming back to the real football, this is where you can watch the game. Chennai up against Punjab. Big point, and you mentioned it early, Punjab have gotten the exposure, and we talk about it in the opener also in the game, but not exposed yet.
Not exposed, and they've actually conceded less goals than Chennaiyin. Both scored 2, and they think Chennaiin's conceded 8 goals, and they've conceded 5. So Des Buckingham will be a very interested onlooker on this one.
The Marina Arena is ready. They want to watch another victory. Join us for the game. across the internet and on the television. Thank you.